we'll get into the news.
I'll use it all this week.
I completely neglected the movie news and comic news and all that, so just bear with us with some game news, but most of you that's stuck with us this long, that's why you're here in the first place. But the big news this week broke when Guillermo del Toro, the man behind such visual wonderment like Pan's Labyrinth and the Hellboy movies, confirmed the rumor that Silent Hills, the latest in the series starring Norman Reedus of Walking Dead fame, has indeed been cancelled. The rumor started with Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima was actually leaving Konami once his work on the latest Metal Gear was done, and then shortly after, the highly successful campaign of Silent Hill's demo teaser that was called PT was pulled from the PlayStation Store without any kind of notice. So everybody was already kind of feeling that there was something going to happen with this game, and then yes, Konami then solidified Del Toro's statement after a Q&A that basically said that they will be continuing the Silent Hill games, but PT is permanently gone, do not expect that to ever show up again, and the contract with Norman Reedus has expired. So yes, Silent Hills is dead.
So what you're saying is that if you don't have PT on your PlayStation 4 already, you will never ever get it.
That seems to be the case, yes.
People were selling them on
so
eBay
glad
for
I got it then. So it still plays. They didn't do something to disable it.
As far as
you got it, it's not going to go away, but if you don't have it, you're never going to get it.
It's kind of like what happened to Marvel vs. Capcom.
Mm-hmm. Like, I saw some of them on eBay for $2,200.
Which is really stupid. I mean, it was a really interesting demo, but
it's a
really...
If somebody would pay me $2,200 for my PlayStation 4 just because it has PT on it, I would totally take it. I'd give them to them in a split second. Yeah.
I'd sell it to them and get a damn computer.
I would just buy another PS4
there you go.
and then pay some other stuff.
Which means was that much money, you could get another PS4 and get a new computer.
Yeah.
And Telltale Games has been making masterful adventure games from TV licenses like Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead, as well as games and comics like Fables and Borderlands. But now some exciting news that Marvel is the next franchise teaming up with them, so there's not really any information yet, so it could be Avengers, it could be X-Men, it could be Spider-Man, or even something else entirely. The concept is really promising, as the Telltale style is perfect for comic book storytelling, and it's a style that's really begging to be used for comic books for a long time. They've tried using motion comics and stuff like that. This is kind of like the next-gen variant of that, so I have a feeling this is going to go over extremely well. Meanwhile, a little update. The backlash on Steam's move to allow those paid mods we were talking about, they canceled it. Though they may attempt something of a different design in the future once they figure out what people want. The statement is as follows, and this may be edited down for time constraints, but we're going to remove the payment feature from the Skyrim Workshop. For anyone who spent money on a mod, we'll be refunding you the complete amount. We've done this because it's clear we didn't understand exactly what we were doing. To help you understand why we thought this was a good idea, our main goals were to allow mod makers the opportunity to work on their mods full-time if they wanted to, encourage developers to provide better support for their mod communities. We thought this would result in better mods for everybody, both free and paid. We understand our own game communities pretty well, but stepping into an established, years-old modding community in Skyrim was probably not the right place to start iterating. Now that you've backed a dump truck of feedback into our inboxes, we'll be chewing through that, but if you have any further thoughts, let us know.
If you want the very short version of that, so many people bitch that they removed it, so you would shut up.
Meanwhile, Steam worked together with some devs to allow Steam accounts to be perma-banned from specific games indefinitely. To quote, playing games should be fun in order to ensure the best possible online multiplayer experience. Valve allows developers to implement their own systems that detect and permanently ban any disruptive players, such as those using cheats. Well, the arguments are already erupting from all of this because of how much power a company might actually have when wielding this, as what will constitute a bannable offense. Are we talking about unobtrusive mods, which Groper uses a ton of those? I can just see him getting banned for half the games he plays. Trash talk and multiplayer, which seems to be kind of a commonplace. We're not just talking about the really abusive stuff, we're just talking about the more playful stuff. Even this, not everybody takes the playful stuff the same way. Too many disconnected games. Hey, me, with my lousy internet connection that's already shown up during the cast. So yeah, would that be considered disruptive? That's kind of scary.
They have to be less vague about that shit. Still, if they want to ban me from a multiplayer, that's fine. But if they're going to ban me from my game, then I want my money back.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, a gathering of some of the Rare team, that's Rare, the company, that made some of the best games in their history, has come back together to create Platonic Games and launched a very successful Kickstarter campaign that's over $850,000 and counting, and it still has a month and a half left for its campaign. This is all for their first first game, Yooka-Laylee, a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, featuring the partners of a chameleon and a bat through various classic platformer concepts. And even better, Grant Kirkhope and David Wise, those guys that behind most of those rare tunes that everybody loves so much, are reuniting for the soundtrack. They plan to release the game on Windows, Mac, Linux, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Wii U once completed. And lastly, Amber Cole. I don't expect anybody to really know about this one. A transgender indie dev blasted Notch, the creator of Minecraft, for being lazy with Minecraft and banking on the popularity of mods to drive the sales instead of updating it themselves, and then yelled at him with unprofessional tones when he responded with some obvious logic that tons of money could, and apparently should, fund Amber and similar marginalized, we'll put little quotes there, devs instead of defending his ego. So Amber even made a half-hour-long YouTube rant on the subject. So Amber's games, you're looking at one. You move back and forth in the rain, choosing to shield a road-killed cat from deteriorating or not in the rain for about 5 minutes before the game just ends, and then ask to share on Twitter about how you felt about it. Seriously. So
it's another depression quest, idiot.
Pretty much. So why bring up this nobody with less talent than even I have, who will probably be forgotten in a week? Because this is exactly everything certain groups are fighting for. Forget talent, ability, creativity, drive, morality, or even marketability. Apparently we need, and I'll use this term even though it's not really fitting, games made by certain groups of people that are simply there because there's not enough of them in tech.
And they just make lots of money, otherwise
I want creative and engaging people to make the media that I consume. I don't care what their race or their gender or their background is, as long as they aren't trying to shove down their politics down my throat. And a lot of them do that anyway, but you kind of have to take it sometimes. And I want to point out the people that think Gamergate is a hate movement to take a good, long, and hard look at this kind of crap, because this is what they're defending. Hateful, entitled people like this who want nothing more than to destroy somebody else to promote something they're not even technically making.
Yep, that's nothing more you can say about it. But NAIS has a bunch of cells right now, so yeah. So I was looking at it. Of course, I was, someone spread a rumor that had me so excited that I started getting very excited, saying that they were putting Disgaea 1 and 2 on Steam. And I freaked out at first. I was like, if that's true, that's the best thing ever, then it was bullshit. It wasn't true. They're on sale, but, they're for PlayStation 3.
They've been released so many different times, though.
Yeah.
Disgaea used to be really hard to find when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Disgaea 5, I'm just saying, they might be noticing some hate on that game, because I've been noticing it on Twitter and Facebook, and I'm like, they're not going to change their mind. They're not going to put it on PC. It doesn't matter how vitriol you try to be to these people, because that's what they're basically doing, being as mean as they can to developers.
How is being angry about something ever fix something to actually come to something? It's the people that, yes, we want this, we want to buy this, not the angry people, because the angry people are the ones who pirate it.
Yeah, that's what's just they have an exclusive agreement with PlayStation, just like Gran Turismo has an exclusive agreement with PlayStation. They've both talked about this before.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean in the future they won't be able to do stuff like that. I mean, we are seeing a lot more Japanese RPGs showing up on Steam lately. I mean, you got Hyperdimension Neptunia on there, you've got all 3 Igress games are on there now, so some of these Japanese companies are pulling their stuff over to PC, because there's a big market for it.
It'll be like it was Grand Theft Auto. They said they were going to do it, then they started doing it.
I knew Grand Theft Auto was going to come over eventually. They have never released anything but the Red Dead games. I think a lot of it has to do with the mod communities. They hate to see their game taken apart the way it is.
They tried everything possible to stop 5 from being modded, and just as usual, they're like, we've completely encrypted this backwards and forwards, you'll never get into this game. They got into it a day and a half. I was expecting the developers to become furious and start threatening to ban people, and they just throw their hands in there do whatever the hell you want because we can't stop you.
It is a problem when it affects multiplayer. I completely agree there, and it probably will.
The mod I think that's hilarious is the big ass well that falls from the sky out of nowhere. You'll be driving and suddenly this humongous orca well fall from the sky.
There you go. You don't understand. It's my Guardian Force summon. It's Bismarck.
It kill you too. I've seen it kill some people.
Well,
kill player
so.
bits. Sometimes it'll land on another car. It'll land on top of a house. It'll smash a group of people. It's alive too. It's flopping around like a fish when it lands.
That's our wild and crazy show for May 1st. It's May 1st. And we didn't talk one bit about Avengers, and here it came out last night.
I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it either. So.
Neither did I.
Anyway, that was that. You can follow us.
That is that.
That was. You can follow us at Twitter at PrinnyCasting, and you can contact us with email at prinnycast@gmail.com. We're still in our out phase, everyone. We'll get things exciting once again. For now, we're just kind of chilling.
Chug it along. I'm streaming, so I don't care about the YouTube channel, unfortunately, right now. Which I hate to say, I'm letting Chris run that.
Traitor!
Rest, and Mike is working about 120 hours a week.
26 hours a day, 8 days a week.
See you next time.
Later, dudes.
See you next time.